I took on sort of all the responsibilities that I never wanted and sort of fast forwarded my life, and I became happy with all these things I thought I never wanted. I have children in my life. I have a nephew. I have a goddaughter that are my life. Those are my everyday happiness. I take naps with them. I get up and take walks with them. I take care of them. My days are slow. I don't worry about you know, all of the fat has been cut out of my life. I don't deal with petty relationships. When I talk to my girlfriends, and they always say, "Oh, I have, a fight with so and so at work, or my boss, or I didn't get this appointment that I needed, or this bonus, or this." I laugh because I don't have those everyday issues in my life. And then they always look at me and I sort of trump them with, "Hey, I have cancer." But that's sort of been my big sort of out there problem. Overall, I'm not angry at God or at my situation. I'm scared of getting sick. I'm not scared of dying. I don't know how people who don't have faith and don't have hope live in a disease or live with not knowing where you're going in the next life, because for me the next life is pretty close. I mean, I could be in the next life in basically 3 months at this point if I live through it. And I have faith in God, and I know that this is God's plan 1000%, and He reminds me every day of blessings. All I have to do is go to the cancer center, which I am there every day, and look around, and I know that I am a lucky person. I'm a lucky girl, because there's so many people there that are worse off. And I've seen them, and I'm with them every day. And I'm glad I'm not them. I'm glad I'm me. I wouldn't trade being me. And I'm proud of myself. And oddly, in the last 6 years, I've become very peaceful and very happy with my life. I love my life. I love my life so much, and now I don't want to give up my life. And if I could stay, living in this body with this disease, it could do its thing on that side, and I'll do my thing on the outside. And if I could do that right now, I would live every day with this disease.
So, from the point before you knew that you were sick, became sick, and to this day are totally opposites of where you thought you would be.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy.
But you have come to a place where you're happy when before you weren't happy, even though
I was living, but I wasn't happy.
You
Today, when
living.
I live my life, it's slower. I water my gardens. I cook. I never cooked. I mean, all the things that
You burned the spaghetti or something. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
well, I couldn't boil water. I couldn't do.
That's right.
I could not. I mean, there's so many things that I couldn't do before because I decided not to do them. And something switched to me when I got diagnosed. My life slowed down, and I just didn't change who I was. I became more of who I was supposed to be because I had no choice. I had to slow down. I had to learn how to be sick, how to listen to my body, how to cut the things out of my life that weren't making me happy. And I think I lived my life before about what I wasn't. These are things I don't do. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't want a family, I don't want this, I don't want that. And when you become diseased and have to face an end at some point, you sort of start to live your life. And this is interesting that we're talking about this because I'm realizing it is I began to live my life how I wanted to and not how I didn't want to. I stopped living my life in fear and started living my life for the things that made me happy every day. What do I want today? Yeah. Because it's just exhausting. It's exhausting for all the things that you don't want in your life and the things that make you angry. And I don't live my life that way anymore. And I want to keep this life. I want to stay every day. There's a saying, live every day as if it were your last. And it goes on to say that someday you will be right. But I think it's impossible to live every day as if it will be your last. That's what we do. I mean, we don't think like that. It's too overwhelming if you have to even think like that. And what I do is live one day as if it would be your last, and every day after that will be changed. You have no. You have to change, and I did, and
that's the blessing of the disease.
the blessing of knowing. I mean, if you knew, it's almost in an odd sense. In the beginning, it was almost a relief, like, oh, now I know what I'm going to die of. I've got mine. What do you have? Because you could get hit by a truck tomorrow, but I pretty much know I've got the cancer. Eventually, when I go in, I will no longer be able to look at it as 25% chance death. I will have to look at it as 75% chance of life, and just know that, either way, God's going to make me stronger for this. And I've never believed that what makes you stronger, or what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I've always been, what doesn't kill me makes me angry. But that's true. It does make you stronger, and it brings out your true character. How do you want to be remembered? If your last day is today, how many unmended things are relationships? How many unfinished things are in your life right now? How would you deal with that? And I've spent 6 years sort of cleaning that up, but it's hard to know that that's coming to an end, and as things are right now is how they're going to be. When you are faced with a disease, all of the peripheral things in your life, your work things, your relationships, your daily irritations, they kind of all fall by the wayside. And the things that become important to you are your family and your relationships and your friends and the love in your life. I was sort of a very angry person. I had anger issues with my dad and my family, and a lot of baggage that I carried around that over the last 6 years was quickly discarded as it was unnecessary, and I didn't have really time for those things anymore. All I had time for was love and friendship, and basically worrying about the things which really matter, which are only the relationships that you have and the people that you love in your life.